Welcome to Keeping It Real with Power Platform, where we look at how real people use the Power Platform around the world to create awesome software solutions. Today, we have Savio Fernandes from Sonepar joining us from Toronto, Canada.
Thank you, Leon. Really appreciate the opportunity. It's a privilege and pleasure.
Thank you for being here today. And I would like to start with an easy one. So I would love to learn about your journey with the Power Platform, that it has been quite long.
It has, Leon. I've always been in the business side, but always kind of excited about the innovation side of tech. And I used to be a SharePoint administrator, believe it or not. Ultimately, in 2018, I got exposed to a business case where we really needed to collect a lot of data from people, 1,000 people across the countries. We needed to avoid, an Excel file that had 15 tabs, multiple questions. How do you do it in a way that didn't annoy people and could be done not in 6 months, but in a few weeks? And at that time, it was Power Automate and custom lists in SharePoint that got exposed to me with the ability to wrap a custom form using Power Apps, and wow, mind blown. And ultimately that started me on my Power Platform journey. The excitement built from there, and off I went.
That is wonderful. And I know that you have truly empowered everyone in your organization to benefit from the Power Platform. I'd love to go through that journey through a few applications that you did. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. We can start here, and this particular application is a Canvas app. It's an oldie but a goodie. It's one that was started in 2019, and it really addresses an old problem where a lot of our receivers in our CDCs and branches were using paper form. We were able to just stand up this Canvas app that, gave us a little bit of analytics if necessary. We gave the users the ability to create recurring schedules for shipments that we know are going to be repeated with certain carriers. We have the ability to punch out and generate the PDFs that are necessary. Ultimately, no one needed to be filling out a paper form.
That app that you just shown has been active and working for the past 6 years, right? So if that's the case, I'm curious about two things. Who are the users of the app, and what does the maintenance and support process look like over that time?
So the app is actually being used across our company. So all our locations that have bay doors, which ultimately is about 150 branches, and our main CDCs across the country. In terms of maintenance, not very much maintenance, because once built, it's quite stable. It's very reliable. Where we spend a lot of time is onboarding new users, orienting them in the usage, or ultimately we get feature improvements. So those are good things that we like to hear from the users. Hey, could you add a new feature, as opposed to, hey, my app is broken. So very rarely do we hear that.
So this is a great app. Is there any other app that you can show us?
So here we've got our career pathing app. So we wanted ultimately to get our users to be able to look at a particular position that they may be in, and what is their path, what is their career in our company. So they have that ability to now look at, well, from a branch manager, for example, I could jump to regional. Well, what does that mean? What do I need in terms of responsibilities, education, training? So we try to expose that very quickly. This is an app that we blended low code and pro code, and we ultimately had two individuals that had to come to an agreement that neither is better. They're better together. So
I love how you put this better together, where how when a citizen developer and a professional developer come together, the sky is the limit, and they get you closer to that mission of empowering everyone in the organization to benefit from Power Platform. Speaking of empowering, how many users does this application have? Who is the target audience?
Our stakeholder was HR. They asked for help in building this app out rather than looking for a third-party solution. And ultimately, they're targeting every individual in our company, about 2,000 plus users who can leverage and use that app.
Is there any next step in the journey that you can share with us?
I would love to share one more example of really providing a good user or associate experience for your employees. This Excel file here, If you look at all of these rows here, each one of those rows in our business is a form or a Word document that someone needs to fill out to show value to our customers. So ultimately, there are parameters and calculations that they need to do, and we kind of wanted to avoid that. It's not the best experience for our users. So what we've done is we've taken that now and we've actually loaded it as a side panel to the accounts table in the CRM. So go to your account, enter your value add record, and the parameters will take care of themselves. All you need to do is input the values and the calculations will be handled.
That's really cool because it goes in the theme of empowerment, not only productivity, but also I'm sure that you have reduction of errors and better quality of outputs, right?
Absolutely. You are completely right.
One thing that I'm curious though, you build a lot of apps. Is there any app that you are particularly proud of? And can you share it with us?
Absolutely. So there is one app that I'm super proud of the team and how we came around to building this. And ultimately, this app can be abstracted to many different business cases and scenarios. This is it's an iPad first, mobile first application, but the questions themselves, the sections that are built here, all of these are actually user driven. And that's the best part of the app. It's not necessarily the aesthetics, because that will always change. We will always improve and build upon that. But the fact is, let's say legislation changes in the next year, or someone in the health and safety department says you must ask these 5 questions all the time. We don't want that app developer to be full-time on this app. So what we've done is we've actually exposed the data model to the end user. So our people now in our businesses are ultimately responsible for maintaining their forms. And so it's quite powerful because the engine can be used for many different cases. Kind of excited to wrap, and brand for different purposes in the company and teach other people how to use it.
You empower every one of your end users to create their own form in a self-serve way, while at the same time freeing up developers' time. So that's kind of like the best, as good as it gets when you're building an enterprise solution. There is one step that we did not see yet that I know that you're looking into. That is what everyone is talking about now, that is AI. And I know that you already started incorporating AI in your solutions. Is there anything that you can show us on how you're bringing AI to improve your applications and processes?
So there is an app that actually we have taken to another level, and I would like to share that with you. So within the CRM, we absolutely leverage the opportunities table, that comes out of the box. And it's great for a one-to-one scenario where you've got one opportunity, one customer. But ultimately, we have many situations where we have multi-bid situation, multiple customers bidding on a project. We want to make sure that we have full visibility centrally. So we've built out a projects and a quotations application that sort of summarizes all of that for it and centralizes that for us. But the beauty is not that. So although we give that capability to our end users, what's interesting is the last part, which normally would have been tackled very manually. In the left-hand side here, we're actually punching out to AI Foundry. So we're leveraging OpenAI to help our end users to rewrite cover letters. So if their strengths are in quoting, but they really don't want to spend time writing letters, consolidating information, we give them that ability. So on the left-hand side, they can explain to their AI assistant what they want to convey to their customers. The AI assistant will rewrite that letter, ultimately generating the final quote, incorporating all of that, and also taking away the manual process of creation.
Savio, I know that you're active in LinkedIn. Is that a good way for people to follow the work that you do and to learn more about all these innovations that you're driving?
Absolutely, Leon. I intend to be more active in the community. LinkedIn will be part of it. If people want to learn, they want to understand how to start on their journey with Power Platform, maximizing the licenses they have, looking at next steps, I'm available. I love to share. I love to teach. It's a stack that gets me excited, especially with where we're going. There's so much potential. So yes, absolutely.
That is fantastic. Thank you very much, Savio, for joining us today. And thank you for watching. Seeing you in the next episode of Keeping It Real with Power Platform. Bye for now.